Hello, everybody. I am back with a book review video. I'm combining my autumn and winter book review videos into one because I did not read very many books during autumn and winter. I was busy, okay? um, I definitely did not make my 2018 reading goal of 14. I think I was like 4 books behind. I read like 10 books throughout. Like, really read, like, cover to cover, did the thing, about 10 books throughout 2018. The rest of the time I was either writing or doing other stuff, and it just didn't happen. And then especially the holidays and my sister's quinceañera, that took a lot of time. So a lot of time that I didn't have to read was the thing. So the 2 books that I did read, though, were so good that I had to do a review video for them. Let's go all the way back. Let's time travel to autumn. Sorry, my necklace is doing something weird. Okay. Let's travel all the way back to autumn 2018, where I was supposed to read An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green, Zodiac by Robert Graysmith, Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, in continuation of the Lunar Chronicles, Tin Man by Sarah Winman, An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir, and The Darkest Corners by Kara Thomas. The one that I read out of those 6 that I was supposed to read is The Darkest Corners. I did try to read a lot of these books. Tin Man I gave up on because I have to have quotation marks, guys. I really do. And the version I was reading, I don't know if it's because it was an advanced reader's copy or what, but she doesn't have quotation marks in her writing. I mean, it wasn't bad writing, but I need quotation marks. I need them bad. Like I need water. Yeah. I don't know. I might pick it up again later and try again. Try to get my head out of that quotation marks, thing. But yeah. And then Zodiac by Robert Graysmith. It's about the Zodiac killer, and it really disturbed me. And I'm not in the mindset right now that I can read about a psycho killer that actually, existed, which is troublesome because I've got all these Jack the Ripper books and stuff that I want to study about too, but it's not like the Zodiac killer is Jekyll and Hyde or Dracula or some fictional character like that. I can't be like, good thing that's not real, because it is. So that, I gotta be in the right mindset for that book. So I gave up on that one too. But The Darkest Corners, which is surprisingly about a serial killer as well, I guess because it was autumn, Halloween, I was trying to pick books out about, creepy people. I don't know. I'm weird. The Darkest Corners was so good, though. So very good. It's, let's pull up the Goodreads review for it. I gave it 5 stars because I couldn't put it down. It was very good. It's by Kara Thomas, who I had the pleasure of meeting when I went to get the newest Veronica Roth novels signed at Stonebriar Mall back in the summer of 2018, I believe. She is awesome. She's a very friendly person, a very funny person. And I just was very pleased to meet her, and I had no idea who she was or anything about her books until I went to that event and I got to meet her. So Kara Thomas, y'all, she's pretty awesome. The Darkest Corners is a psychological thriller. It's about the little lies that little girls tell and how they can become really deadly, and how there's like ghosts around every corner. No, nothing is safe, and there's a family that's got all this messed up stuff, and I mean, what family doesn't? But this one's like especially messed up. And then it takes place in Pennsylvania, like in a little town and stuff. So of course, it's one of those small town murder books. Very much like oh, I don't know, Scream or something like that. But it's a little bit more disturbing. It's kind of like a um Pretty Little Liars thing. I've never actually seen the show, but it's kind of like that, but more sophisticated. Um, Definitely pick it up if you like any kind of psychological thriller. It is an appropriate book for teenagers. And when I say teenagers, I typically call a teenager 13 through 19. But this one, I would actually be okay with a 13 or 14-year-old reading it. It's not that bad. It's kind of scary. It's kind of, at parts. But other than that, if you've got a mature 14-year-old, sorry, that was my mom. Hi, Mom. Okay. If you got a mature 14-year-old in the house that wants to read a Kara Thomas book, I wouldn't put it past her to go ahead and do it. I wouldn't. It's fine. It's not like some other stuff you'll find in the teen section that's just completely, I don't know what they were thinking, It's definitely for later teens. When I used to work at Barnes & Noble, I wouldn't put 12-year-olds in the teen section at all, which we now call young adult for a reason. But yeah. But other than that, like I said, I gave it 5 stars. The community gives it 4.5 stars, so that's really good. Goodreads is pretty harsh, so good one to pick up. It's not very thick. You can get through it pretty easily. I guess that's why I got through it pretty easily. But it's not just a teen novel. I read a lot of teen fiction, but come on, guys. I'm a 24-year-old adult. Anybody can read teen fiction. Anybody. A 40-year-old man can pick up a teen book, and it's totally fine. Okay? So, The Darkest Corners. If you're looking for a psychological thriller, here it is. Okay. Let's see. What was I supposed to read in winter? Now, winter, I was like, oh, it's going to be a long winter, We're going to have, it's still technically winter here in Texas. So I've still got time to finish some stuff, but I don't think I'll finish anything on my list by the end of winter, because spring is supposed to be like, March something, or something like that. Unless it is spring and I slept through it. I don't know. It was already daylight savings time, so I'm kind of out of it. But I did read one for book club that I read, a book club that I ran at Barnes & Noble before I said goodbye to that job. It was very good. Very good. My Nook needs to power up. I now work at School of Rock at Frisco, by the way. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I teach the little kids how to sing rock and roll music. It's really fun. Also, I dyed my hair, in case you couldn't notice. So that was fun, too. Sorry, random. The reading list that I was supposed to read is 7 books long. I don't know what I was thinking, because I went to London in the winter. I wasn't going to be reading. Not even on the plane did I read that much, because JJ and I sat by each other and we were like, London this, London that. Gotta eat a meat pie. Gotta eat some blood pudding. Gotta, all that good stuff. And by the way, neither of us tried the blood pudding. We couldn't stomach it. Anyway, but I was supposed to read in the winter of 2018-2019, Fallen by Lauren Kate, A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness, A Spark of Light by Jodi Picoult, Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth, Our Chemical Hearts by Crystal Sutherland, Stars of Fortune by Nora Roberts, and The Only Woman in the Room by Marie Benedict. The Only Woman in the Room is the only book in the room that I finished reading by the end of what I call winter. Sorry, I'm trying to log into my Nook. I got a new Nook, by the way. It's the one that I always used to tell people, spend a little bit more money and get the better model instead of this one. It's the $50 one. I love it. I only use it for reading, so it's just kind of like, I love it. But I imagine if you wanted to use it as a tablet, that you would want the better model, the Samsung model, because this is just a Nook model. It's not like a Samsung Galaxy tablet of any kind. Okay, so I started Fallen, A Spark of Light, and Stars of Fortune. Stars of Fortune, I'm a little bit in the meat of. Spark of Light, I'm a little bit in the meat of. Fallen, I'll get back to it because I know it's really good. I know they're making a movie out of it, all that good stuff. So I'll get back to it. I will. And most of these other ones I'll get back to, too. I mean, Carve the Mark, of course I'm going to get back to. I mean, I've met Veronica Roth, got the book signed by her. I know it's good. You know, of course I'm going to get back to that one. But Our Chemical Hearts is one that I picked up from the dollar section, or the bargain section at, Barnes & Noble. So, will I read it? Who knows? Who knows? Why is this not working? Is it dead? Anyway, I'll talk, and then I'll show the cover of the book. The Only Woman in the Room is a new release by Marie Benedict. It's definitely a one of her best. I mean, she did The Other Einstein and Carnegie's Maid, so she's a pretty well-known author. And she's very good at historical fiction. This one is basically about the actress Hedy Lamarr and her past life that was a secret for so long and then came up to light, and how she, you know, influenced so much in her. I'm going to show you the picture of the cover on my phone, if it'll focus. The Only Woman in the Room. It's basically a picture of her with the, there we go. That's good. Yeah, because my Nook is being, I think it died. I think that's honestly, I need to charge it. I haven't charged it in forever. Anyway, great book. It's about her past life, how she, how her beauty leads her to a starring role in a controversial film and into a marriage to a powerful Austrian arms dealer that pretty much sells Austria to Germany during World War II. So, and he's very, I mean, abusive to her, so that's how she escapes and becomes Hedy Lamarr. And she escapes to Hollywood and all that good stuff. I mean, it's all a true story. I was fact-checking the entire time I was reading this. True facts. All of it. Which amazed me. Now, the little intimacies and all that and stuff in the book, maybe they're not completely correct and all that good stuff, but, I mean, because books are a lot like Hollywood nowadays. They fluff things up a lot. But, it's pretty spot on historically. So if you want a really, really good historical fiction novel, that's one to read. It's so good. I could not put this book down. And our reading group was 20 strong, and it's really, I mean, I can't say it enough. It's a really inspiring book about a absolutely remarkable woman. I mean, this is just, it's just great. I would recommend it to anyone, man or woman. All right. Well, that's all I have for us today. That's a 14-minute long video of me just jabbering about books. I could do this all day. I really could. I love books. All right. Well, until next time, hopefully this spring I'll read more than one book. Okay. Everybody, excuse me, as I choke on my own words. All right. Everybody have a blessed day. I will be back for more stuff. Check out my website if you have not yet. It's on my previous video. the link to it. So yes.